Greetings, fellow peoples of the world, and welcome to another Whovians video by Zack So, as you can probably tell from the title, today I'm going to be talking about my personal thoughts of the First Doctor. Now, Keir was supposed to do this yesterday, but he's just been so busy with work and everything, that's why he couldn't do a video yesterday. And so I was going to do the Second Doctor today. Sorry, Keir was supposed to do it on Tuesday, sorry. And so that's why I'm doing the First Doctor, and he'll probably do the Second Doctor next week, and I'm not sure if I'll continue them. But anyway, my personal thoughts on the First Doctor. Now, I don't dislike any of the Doctors, but the writing and the time, I guess, bring some of them down. You all know which ones I'm talking about. But I do love all the Doctors personally. And William Hartnell was definitely one of my favourites. He's the original Doctor, you know, the first ever Doctor. So without him, I don't think Doctor Who would have been as successful. And of course, he started out as quite a grouchy old man in An Unearthly Child, The Daleks, The Edge of Destruction. Not sure if you can see that, but often in a documentary I watched, they said by about The Edge of Destruction he started to warm to his two new companions, and I definitely agree with this. They definitely become more friends with Barbara and Ian, and when they depart in the chase, it's actually just so sad. You know, it's like, it's not tearful goodbye or anything, but you can tell the Doctor doesn't want to let them go, and considering how they started, this is quite a change. And he's just a good Doctor. He does become quite caring, even if he does start off very grouchy and old man like, but he does get better. He's still quite, you know, old, anyway, but that doesn't stop him from being a really good Doctor. And his relationship with Vicky is very different to his relationship with Susan, his granddaughter, which, by the way, when they depart from each other in Dalek Major, that one is sad. That was good. That's one of my favourite stories. And the companions only add to him. They work great together. They're just amazing. You know, his Doctor was good, and he will forever be remembered, I think, personally. So yeah, I've said a lot, and I'm going to talk about the stories and how he sort of reacted to them. His stories were very classic. Like, you look at them and you immediately know they're a classic Doctor Who. But obviously the style does change with Doctor Who throughout the periods, different producers, writers, etc, etc, etc. But he's still a very good Doctor. His stories were I'm trying to think of a way to describe them. I've already said they were classically Doctor Who, I guess. They are the original stories, I suppose. And Terry Nation writes them a lot. Like, his writes very a lot, and the Daleks were sort of his monster. Like, the Cybermen were Patrick Troughton's, the Master was John Pertwee's sort of enemy, you know. And so he does the Daleks. I guess, personally, when someone mentions the Daleks, the first thing that comes to mind is the Daleks and William Hartnell. So I always picture them together because, you know, they're just a pair, you know, they're just brilliant together. Like, all of the stories they've done. The Daleks was a fantastic story, in my opinion, written by Terry Nation again, and the Doctor is amazing in that. He although he is a little bit of the bad guy in a sense, because he's the one who forces them to go into the Dalek city because he wants to explore, by faking that the TARDIS is damaged. So he's a little bit like the bad guy in that one. But as I've said, he does warm to his companions. He becomes a nicer man throughout the stories, and so he's a very developed character. And by the end, by the 10th planet, which I don't have up there, you can tell that he knows his time has come. He's been an old man for years, and he knows that his body can't survive for much longer. And of course, sadly, William Hartnell had to leave the show due to health problems, which is actually how they said the Doctor died. Sadly, died in 1975, 2 years after his final appearance in Doctor Who in the Three Doctors. He was definitely one of my favourite Doctors. He's just an amazing Doctor. He matches up to people like Tom Baker, John Pertwee, Patrick. He's as good as them, if not better, and he's a brilliant Doctor. And if he was still alive, I reckon him and Matt Smith would contrast each other immensely, but also be the same. If you had a story with both of them, that would probably be the best story ever, I think. But yeah, as I said, he died, so that's a real shame. But William Hartnell, the first Doctor, definitely brilliant. You really should watch some of his stories if you haven't seen any of them already. I recommend you buy the beginning box set on DVD and Dalek Invasion of Earth. Those are really good stories. And well, yeah, I just recommend try and get as many as you can. Really, like as long as they're not like too expensive. But I just definitely recommend the first Doctor. He's a brilliant Doctor. Like, I personally think he's amazing. He develops very well, as I said, and he works well with his companions and, you know, the monsters. He has enormous on-screen presence, and he can get angry when he needs to be. He can be childish when he needs to be. You know, he's very much like all the other Doctors in a sense, but they're all got that different quality to them. He's also he's not the oldest Doctor, sorry, John Pertwee. But you don't really see John Pertwee as an old man. You see this guy as an old, wise man. And then, I just want to say though, he was an amazing Doctor, and unfortunately though, as with the second Doctor, except less of the second Doctor's stories survived, a lot of his stories were burnt, so less of them exist. So there are reconstructions available, and I'd just like to recommend the site www.recons.com. That's it. I definitely recommend you go and check that website out, because they do reconstructions using telesnaps and audio of some of the missing Doctor Who's, and they are frankly not brilliant, but if you want them, they're free on videotape. You just have to pay the postage and provide the tape for them to record it onto. So I definitely recommend them. If you want to see some of the missing ones, go buy that, or go buy one of the audio narration things. So that's all I'm going to say about the first Doctor. He was a brilliant Doctor, one of my favourites, although I love them all. But you know, he's one of my favourites, and he was just an amazing Doctor, and he will be missed, I reckon, by many fans. So Zack, signing off.